Good morning. Make yourself comfortable. Woo. I'm just now waking up. I'm kind of still sleepy. I kind of went to bed at like 3. My mind was very active and I had some amazing training for the past few days. It's been really enlightening, and man, I have so many things I can't wait to share with you. I'm just not quite fully sure when the most I guess appropriate time to cover each thing. And I've also been working on I guess I would say breath hold training, you know? I did so much apnea training yesterday. And then meditation has been most helpful for being able to remain calm. And yesterday I had one of the most intense and best and deepest meditations, where I sincerely believe that for the first time ever I've actually accomplished what I call pratyahara. Pratyahara is Sanskrit and it means withdrawal of the senses, I believe. And I achieved it for just a moment, you know? But God, it was so nice. It was almost like I astral projected or something, you know, what's the other one? Not astral project, but not lucid dreaming. Maybe astral project is the word. But it was almost like where I kind of stepped outside myself. And then I noticed that since I was doing it in a public place, I kind of freaked some people out, you know, because I can be underwater kind of a long time. And then at the Russian Turkish baths in Miami, it's one of my most favorite places to heal. And I just had one of the most best massages ever. I will admit that is one of my favorite places in the whole world to go get a massage. Oh, and it was so nice. The lady was so good to me. They're always so great. I really liked my lady. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to tell you. I mean, my birthday's tomorrow. I'll be 27, the official 27 club. And that's the moment when I like to always remind people, you know, I'd never kill myself ever, because then I can't get home back to the source where I came from. So despite what anybody says, you know, if anything ever happens to me, I'm kind of excited to be home at this point and to go see my kitty. I miss my kitty. I kind of wanted to bring him with, you know, but again, I have to go buy a new litter box, and there's all these things I would have to do. to really be ready to take him on the road. What I'd really love to do is to take him with me on an airplane. I've also been fantasizing about moving out to Washington, of course. Bellingham, of course. I know I've talked about that so many times. I've had a few battles in my mind, like, will my 2006 Honda make it all the way there? Will it make it there twice? Like, and I don't mean just there and back. I guess I mean there and back twice. And twice because, like, one time might be for to actually move and keep the car there, and one time to actually, like, go scout, you know? And I like driving because, I can bring George a lot easier. I'm just kind of like dreading the whole experience of what it might be like to try to bring a cat on an airplane. Part of me thought I could just buy my ticket and then show up like a couple hours early, and then maybe like they would just be like, all right, just pay extra $200. But honestly, I have like emotional support, like paperwork for George, and I'm not sure if that counts as getting him on for free. I really need to brush my teeth and get to the marina so I can shower. I recently made a new 99 OnlyFans video here at the marina. I'm curious to see how that came out on the GoPro because, like, you know, all the steam and heat. And it's the same thing with the Turkish baths, you know, like it's hot. And there's some ASMR content that I brought or attempted to generate while being inside the sauna. So that's kind of cool. I'm kind of like a big mixture of multiple things, you know what I mean? And it's quite fascinating to say the very least. You know, because sometimes I try something, I'm like, you know, I'm not really passionate about that anymore. You know, like I used to be really in love with modeling. I used to love modeling. Like, that's all I wanted to be and do. And then, like, I got into acting. Speaking of which, I'm actually working on a writing piece right now. And I've been releasing a lot of my writings publicly through Instagram, since I can, like, basically write there the most. I've also been on Twitter a lot. I used to tweet a lot more than I'm tweeting now. So I tend to, like, kind of have things mixed. And when I say that, I mean, like, I have the Facebook page linked to the Twitter. So, like, sometimes I just have to post to the facebook.com/ILoveTrinaMason, and then it'll post to everywhere else. I'm kind of learning through experiences, and I'm kind of, like, still doing some bottom groundwork on things, and I'm still, like, figuring out what I need. And I guess, like, I kind of came to the conclusion that, like, if you want me to succeed and you want to see to it that I eat, there's a huge chance that you could contribute to that, and where I won't have to ask, you know what I mean? You'll just, like, know that I've done something that you find extravagant or helpful, and then you want to give out of the goodness of your heart, not because, like, I'm like, hey, I need a car, I need a new car really bad, or hey, I really want to buy a house and open up a healing center. Like, that's kind of been on the agenda lately. I've definitely been spending many hours daydreaming about purchasing property and opening up some kind of, like, yoga and healing Airbnb type retreat or something like that. I think I'd be exceptionally good at manifesting some type of geographical location where people could come from all over the world. I'm also extremely passionate and interested in becoming a yoga instructor. So I'm like, if anybody wants to help out with that, it's $3,000 apparently. And I could train with, you know, a true yogi. And my fins are crossed on being able to have that experience. Okay? So I'll have to, like, meditate on that, and I'll definitely need your help manifesting that, because I've definitely come to the conclusion that I definitely am going to keep pursuing this yoga and being a true yogi, you know, like actual practices of all the yamas and niyamas, brahmacharya, satya. Come on, Trina. Pratyahara. Boo. See, I need to practice more. I have so much learning to do still. Yo, the hammock is like one of the coolest things in the world. A hammock on the boat. It's like one of my most favorite things. My hair is all like crazy. I feel like a big baby. Oh, hammock life. Pirate life. I've also been imagining like on the land I could grow food and all these things. And figuring out my geographic location is definitely, not easy. I'm definitely thinking about getting out of Florida for a little while, you know. I've been here 27 years, 27 years tomorrow. I think it's time to live somewhere else and experience some new things. I really like, I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say I really like about like the academia out in Washington. You know, I could possibly go to school for geology and study my minerals and like know more of the, like, I guess I would say chemical compounds of the minerals, like silicon oxide, and like this is a such and such mineral. Instead of being like all like super spiritual and woo, you know, I would at least have some type of like scientific background when it comes to rocks. So I thought that would be interesting. I've also kind of put out to the universe that I wanted to learn how to basically live off of the land and how to skin an animal if I had to, or you know, what to do with a fish if I caught a fish. And I met this amazing environmental engineer, and they have been such a helpful and amazing crew, and I hope to like film and interview them more and to continue to share with you all the things that I have absorbed so far. It's just been really beautiful, and like where I'm reaching right now is I'm hungry to expand and like do all these new things that I haven't done before and like get more, I guess, certificates under my belt type thing, you know, like I'm already a Reiki master, and I love all the spiritual healing. Apparently I'm gonna have to become an ordained minister if I would like to charge for my services of like all the healing and the hands-on stuff. Like I love doing unwinding work, and I'd love to pursue more training in that too, to be honest. I'm just naturally really intuitive and able to connect with people's bodies, I guess you can say, and like I feel like I would have to go to school to actually be able to fully translate to you what's going on, but my teachers, they teach us that we have to kind of engage, like we connect to you, and then like sometimes your limbs might want to do things that you don't feel comfortable doing, like maybe it's going like this like a long time or something like that, you know, or like sometimes you might be punching the wall, like energy like that needs to come up, you know, and the body never forgets like all that stuff that you wound up, and sometimes we just like go through stuff and we just keep going through life and going, and we never actually process any of the trauma or the emotional data. I guess you can say I'm like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up anymore. Like I've done all these things and I've been so blessed, you know, and I'm so thankful for how far I've come. But I can't help but get anxious for the future, like what's going to happen, and like when will I be safe to have children? I will admit that it's like one of my life goals, you know, to create a beautiful human, and I'm very excited to do so. And I'm very intuitive, so I'm going to know when that time is, and it's not now. I still have a lot of groundwork to do, and a lot of it is just I guess a process and baby steps. And I know that I have like a lot of other people that I meant to help along the way, and I constantly contemplate, how much time do I have left on this planet? I just don't know. And that's why I always push to people, you know, like, if you love somebody and their artwork or whatever, and they do something for you, and like, if you can give, like, help them eat, help the starving artists survive, you know. Like, people don't seem to recognize how much power they really have, or how far a $5 bill really goes, you know what I mean? Like, I know that, like, we can make jokes in saying that $5 doesn't really go that far, like how, you know, it'll buy you one plant of a flower, or like how I could buy 3 candy bars maybe with But believe it or not, I don't know, if you're good at saving and if you have a goal, you know, I think that, you know, you can make a conscious effort towards getting everything you truly desire. So right now, it's my goal to definitely save up and create a space where I can have an opportunity to make investments in my future that will pay off long term. And some of that definitely, I'm definitely kind of looking into, like, what are, like, options of working smarter instead of harder, and figuring out my place in the world and the way that I wish to be received is definitely difficult. I know that sharing my personal journey has definitely been helpful for people, though I guess you can say, like, I've noticed that, like, a lot of people offer some really amazing services or have, like, a lot of different things to offer, and sometimes it can be like pulling teeth to get, like, someone else to, like, value you and to pay for your services, and it makes, like, us as, like, the worker to kind of be, like, more hard and be like, well, okay, like, or I guess, like, tough, I guess you can say, like to be more bold in our, like, all right, you're gonna have to pay for this service, like, pay up front, you know. I can't, like, I think I've been screwed over, like, twice doing tarot readings, and then, like, somebody tried to gyp you out of your money, you know, because I gave the session up front. Be wary, you know. I've learned a lot of stuff the hard way. And same thing with modeling gigs, believe it or not. Like, I had someone tell me that they were going to book me for a gig, and so I gave them a super cheap rate for a video, a custom video that I did for them. And because it was supposed to be a promo for a photo assignment, and then the photographer ended up canceling right after they got their little free video, basically their $20 video or whatever, $50 video or whatever. God, I was pissed. Oh, yeah. And this was recent too, you know. I usually stick to $100 per finished minute for a custom video, you know. A lot of people don't realize, like, how much work actually gets put into these things, and it's like I said before, it's like pulling teeth to get people to, like, you know, they're rendering a service. They want something from you. They want your time. They want your attention. They want your help. They want your words. They want your connection. But, like, people don't want to put anything in, you know. And then they want to act like, well, why don't you want to do that for free? And honestly, like, I do so much for free. I do. And that's because I genuinely love what I do. And I sincerely believe, like, those who can take care of me and pay it back, they will. And I'm kind of just trusting in the universe where my life is going right now. And honestly, it's been kind of traumatizing and scary. And I can admit how, like, terribly frightened I am to go up to Washington. Here I am, this Florida girl who loves the heat, and I'm considering going up to Washington and seeing snow and experiencing things on, like, a whole new level. And frankly, I'm willing. I'm open to break my comfort zone. I feel like there's a lot of things in the works behind the scenes going on, I guess. You know, I can feel the energy. I just don't know what's coming, and I live slightly in fear, like uncertain what's going to happen. For example, like I already bought my my flight to the Gathering of the Juggalos, and they haven't even released tickets yet for sale, and it's left me like, oh god. And then not just that, but like if I do want to move sooner, like what would I do? Would I come back to Florida, or just like drop the ticket and buy another ticket? Like, I bought insurance, so hopefully that'll save me, or like time will tell what ends up happening. But I do have high hopes of being at the Gathering of the Juggalos this year and interviewing so many people. I have so many people I'm very excited to share with you, especially of the gypsy crew, of my wrestling family. Cannot wait for that. I really hope I have that opportunity. If not, I'll understand, I suppose, you know? What's meant for us shall never pass us. I am kind of a firm believer in that. You know, there's just too many weird coinky-dinks. I guess this video is kind of me putting out to the universe, like what I really need and what I desire, and I'm still trying to figure out what that is. I constantly am wondering, like, how am I ever going to buy a property? I mean, I know it's possible. I don't know, I guess I'm kind of like a person who kind of came from like slightly nothing. And like, I have no real attachments to the material world. I mean, I cannot wait to do this this shadow work video with you, because I can't wait to share with you all the parts of my shadow and all the things that I learned the hard way, you know? One of those things is that findom stuff, you know? Like, I grew up kind of hating the wealthy. Like, I always saw them as kind of being very stuck up and mean and uncaring or understanding of the suffering. And I actually have, I can't lie, I know someone who's extremely wealthy, and they actually make jokes. I wonder what poor people are doing today. And frankly, I used to laugh. I did used to laugh. Until I guess I realized, like, the sad joke's on me, right? Like, I am that poor person. Like, I'm not the 1% yet. And I'm like, the world better watch out if I ever am somebody special, because like, I like to imagine all the ways that I would penetrate society. All the women and men that I would, like, serve opportunity to have education or some type of opportunity that they wouldn't have otherwise, you know what I mean? And then all I would ask is pay it forward, you know, do something as equally just for someone else, or more if you can, you know, and that would be their karma and on them, you know. And I understand, I've always understood that there's a huge possibility that I would get, like, taken advantage of, because, like, sometimes I can be extremely naive. Because I sincerely want to believe that, like, people are still good, even if they're, like, you know, they've been through trauma and they've hurt, like, themselves or animals or people, that somehow they can come back around, you know what I mean? Call me crazy, you know. I don't know, I've also noticed that I'm kind of like what's called a death doula, you know. I meet a lot of people who are, like, suicidal, and I like to say that I'm pretty good at, you know, serving some type of richness to people's life, like, where I can make them look at things differently. And I kind of love being that person in people's life, you know, that's just like, making you reflect on the other side of your actions. Like, maybe you're saying, like, oh, I suck, you know, and I'm like, I would have to counterintelligence that and make you remember the other side of the spectrum, where, like, yeah, maybe you're sucking and hitting a wall right now, but, you know, you've done all these things so far, and maybe you're not fully proud of your accomplishments yet, you know. I mean, I can't lie, sometimes I'm, like, not even fully satisfied with what I've done, and then there's people who, you know, wish that they have done some of the things that I have done. And then some things have occurred in my life that some people would wish, like, you know, not even on their worst enemy. So it's been a journey, and you're not alone. You're not alone, and I'm here, I'm your friend. I'm full of love to give. And all there is right now an opportunity. Tons of opportunity. And I strongly suggest all of you to come together in unity. You know, stop being dragons and hoarding up all of your cash. Like, it would be so much better if we all just would love one another and come together and share, instead of being like so stingy and acting like we live in a world of scarcity. You know, money's like a piece of paper that we printed and made up. Like, you're really gonna kill somebody over that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. For me, I just find it to be slightly insane. And I'm still kind of just learning and processing all of these things. So I appreciate all the patience, you know. I'm just like kind of extremely uncomfortable because I feel like I'm at the will of the universe, and that all I can do is put out there what I need, right? And create a space so that can happen, you know? And for me right now, like, I see three things. I need a vehicle where I don't have to worry about where I travel, right? Like, or I don't have to worry that anything's gonna happen no matter what, okay? Like, that would be really nice eventually. But not mandatory. I can deal with a beat up putt-putt car. And then a stable foundation, like a home that I'm never worried is going to be taken away from me, like a place that I own, or like that my family can come be in, or that exactly if I know someone and they need a place to stay, that I have a spot where I can, you know, put people to help them get on their feet type thing. Or, you know, the third thing I guess would be finances. I need finances, and I like to be trusted to be given finances, and trusted that I will use those finances to invest in my health, invest in my education, and invest in my development so that I can be a more helpful piece in society. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's up with that, guy? You don't like Chris Cornell? I still think he was murdered. I'm just saying. But yeah, man. These are three things. And in some levels, like, I've let go all of attachment, you know? And that's kind of been freeing in itself. But I'm still exercising that, you know? Like, I'm not saying that I can live without those three things all my life. You know what I mean? Which honestly, though, I could, obviously, you know? We will see. We will see. We will see. I'm just attempting to keep my inner peace despite what's going on. I've been having, you could say, health issues. And you know me, I'm really into natural medicine, so I've been experimenting with that, and I've learned a lot of things that don't work. And I'd love to make a video on that to kind of help people with my same illnesses. Well, it's been nearly 30 minutes of me rambling on and on about my inner dialogue and what's been going on. I'm thankful for those of you who have chosen to listen to my whines and my insecurities and my worries and my desires, my soul hungers. And I'm just so thankful for those of you who have been sending donations and who have been like supporting me in everything that I do and everywhere that I go. You know, it hasn't been easy to come this far. And I know some of my stuff is complete nonsense, you know? So thank you for like loving the little kid in me and leaving me space to grow and to, you know, space to fall on my face and pick myself back up again, you know? And especially to those of you who like see me when I'm down and maybe I'm not saying I'm down and you help me back up, you know? That really helps. I love you so much. Okay, have a great day. I'll be with you again soon. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Mm.